like that's always the funny thing about the religion thing is they're like, if you repent, you're fine. So like a priest. So he was like, so if I repent, I'm fine. And the priest was like, fuck.
Well.
Yeah, I guess Jeffrey Dahmer. Yeah, if you
like,
say you're sorry, you're okay. And so he was like, cool.
That's he died thinking he was going to heaven.
Yeah.
He's like, well, it would be funny if you died, went to heaven. The first person you see is Jeffrey Dahmer.
And welcome back to the Your Last Resort podcast with your host, Brandon Lejean. Dalen Mendoza is gone today. It's episode 154, and I'm joined by Matty Stu of the Captain's Dawgs. Thanks for doing the podcast. How are you, buddy?
I'm honestly, I'm not good, dude. Did you see me on my phone out there?
Yeah, you look frustrated.
Dude.
Someone fucking you over?
Bro, I just got a text message, a very convincing I'm expecting a package.
Yeah.
I got a text message from USPS. Package has arrived at the warehouse. It cannot be delivered due to income. This just looks legit, all right?
Yeah.
And I'm expecting a fucking package. So I click the link, and and it says it's a 71-cent fee. Look how legit this looks thus far.
Yes.
And it says it's a 71-cent fee to re-deliver. And I fill this out. I type in my credit card information, and it's like this, your card is not supported. So I type it in again, and it says your card is not supported. Type it in a third time. Your card is not supported. So I call the fucking post office, and she's like, that's a scam, honey.
No.
So, I immediately it didn't say my card went through. It just kept saying it's
but now they have what? I'm sure you had to put your little 3 numbers on the back.
I instantly just I just froze my debit card.
That's smart. Yeah.
And nothing's happened.
71 cents.
Damn, you got to stand over 71 cents, bro.
When's the last time you guys bought a stamp? That checks out, dude.
No, they're smart. That's what I'm.
It's such
evolving.
a weird number.
It's
71.
Yeah.
What?
That's almost the brilliance of it, though. It's so weird that you're like, why would this not be real? I'm completely with you. That fucking sucks. And it's like, thank God you realized it before your card started getting just ran up with charges, because that shit's...
Here's the tough part. Me and Brandon just recorded a podcast before this when I went on a rant saying how victims don't deserve to be rewarded. And now I want to almost immediately take that back.
Damn, yeah. Talk about some karma right there.
Dude,
Fuck,
the
man.
The universe has been challenging me lately. First of all, I think I drop things. I can't pick something up without making a mess. Dude, I pissed on the fucking floor 45 minutes ago. There's nothing I can't. I just make messes, dude. Anything I touch, I drop.
Yeah, man. I mean, you're having a rough day. Bad luck comes in threes.
I'm having a rough quarter.
Only one more bad thing's going to happen today. And it could be you doing this podcast.
Dude, do you remember? But you said this to me very recently.
Okay.
Bad things come in threes.
Yes.
So now we're at what, 9?
Oh, shit. Well, then you're done.
I mean, but
I
still don't have a car from the last fiasco.
Oh,
in Denver.
yeah.
Just because a lot's happened since then. It's just, dude, turns out buying a car is not going to the store to get some milk, dude. It takes a little research.
Well, I'm sure you're like, you're like a girl going to date after her boyfriend cheated on her. You know?
Oh, bro.
You don't trust no one. You don't trust these guys. All guys are pieces of shit to you. All cars are bad people. You know, you're taking your trauma out on the cars, but I get it.
I'm PTSD ridden, dude. I can't even get in a car anymore, bro. I look at a car and I'm disgusted. Also, I mean, I bought a nice fucking car too, so it's like now I just want to buy a beater, but also like we live in Austin, dude. I've just been scooting.
Yeah, you almost, especially where you live, you don't. I mean, unless you have north or south gigs, but you could borrow a car. But I get where your girl's like, hey, no.
Yeah, my girl has a company. I'm driving her car.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Look, I'm comfortable with who I am.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong, but
well, there's a lot. You
Wait,
know.
what kind of car is it?
It's a Subaru. What does that mean? I mean, it's a nice car.
Now I get why you're claiming your sexuality. Now I get it.
Well, you think I'm a lesbian? I'm a yoga teaching lesbian because I drive a Subaru Forester? I might be. There is a yoga mat in the back of that, untouched.
It just came with the car.
It came with
and underneath
the
it,
car.
10-inch dildo. You know?
What else do lesbian? What's some recreational lesbian activities? Can we get some stats on that?
Scissoring?
Well, the recreational. That's not
recreational. If it's sexual, it's not recreational.
It's a business meeting.
I don't know. Yeah, what?
There's a transaction.
Shaving your hair?
No, these are things
Water
they do. I mean, I'm
aerobics.
talking hobbies. Like, what
Hobbies?
are they? Softball? Boom, easy one.
Softball, good one.
Softball's
track.
Yeah, but there's some
That's
straight.
rough.
There's
I
Shot
don't know,
put.
yeah.
I think any straight black girl could smoke a white lesbian.
That's
Yeah,
true.
100%.
So that
What
one
about shot put? Got thick, thick
lesbian.
discus throw.
Because I think
Traps.
the only impressive fat women are lesbian fats. That is controversial.
Yeah, you got to go more into that.
No, I'm going to leave that as it is.
Just like that.
Brian
so-
likes fat girls, so he's like, I have no idea what you're talking
No,
about.
I don't like fat girl. All right, I would say that
If
I don't
there's
hate them.
If there's a hefty woman,
I don't love them.
if there's a hefty woman on the mound, and she's dealing K's, sliders, she's striking people out.
Yeah.
Do you think she's going home to suck a dick?
I mean, it.
Upon I'm just saying upon immediate review.
No, I hope she's going D1, but
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, yeah, dude. I mean, if we learned anything about these D1 athletes, they're lesbians, and
Or
they
they're
go
actually men.
and then they go to countries that they shouldn't, break the law, and then we got to free them. So that's
Speaking of women and D1 athletes, you guys remember
By the way, she
Larry
can dunk. So
the Larry Nassir guy who had all like he was the guy who was like sexually assaulting the members of like the U.S. Olympic team and all that. Bro, he just got fucking shanked in prison.
Oh,
like,
good.
I read it while taking a shit right now. They said he got stabbed like 10, 15 times. Yeah, give it applause.
this guy touched kids.
Like young, like 14-year-old women who were like.
Simone Biles.
maybe she was in the documentary.
She was in the dog. Yeah, it was like, dude, I think like Brian, we look it up, but I think it was like, I think he had like so many cases again. You know what I mean? Where you're like, you have 80 allegations? What the fuck? Like
a Fogel
you're
situation?
a piece of shit. Yeah, like Fogel, Jerry Sandusky-esque type thing.
Dude,
got the
Jared-
shit shanked out of him.
I'm surprised Fogel didn't get touched in prison.
I think he got put in CP immediately, like PC protective, not CP, protective custody, like almost instantly, like because that's what they do is like the chomos and like the people with bad paperwork get sent to like protection almost immediately. But if you're in there long enough, he's in like the problem too is he's probably in like a celebrity-esque prison, right? What is it? Do you have the Larry Nassir thing? How many?
Oh, I just Simone Biles.
Oh yeah. I was.
Brian's
Can you
over
look
there
up how
playing
many?
Minesweeper.
You were just nodding. I thought you were gonna
I'm
be like, it's 400.
I'm like, give me a sec. I'll find the rest.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm in the
you're
middle of
good,
a
you're good.
raid. Can you hold that thought?
It's also crazy typing in Google like these questions.
Just type in Larry
you know?
Nassir like accusation count or something.
Body count.
How many cases my boy Nasir got?
Larry
All right.
Nassir
Larry
body
Nassir
count.
body count. That's fucking terrible. That's hilarious.
Where the
Whoa,
bodies- dude.
fuck.
Oh, boys, Tom Segura, Sledgehammer, available on Netflix
So
now.
good.
if you haven't seen
Amazing.
it. So good.
Amazing.
He just dropped a. I don't know if you're down for this, but maybe we should pause this, watch it, and do a review.
Is it the clip of him talking about Ted Cruz?
How amazing!
So
He's gonna get
fucking
sued.
Funny.
It dropped less than 24 hours ago.
Oh, I haven't seen this.
Dude.
So, yeah, you explain it. You explain it.
Basically, he tells this story how he's walking. He's obviously rich as fuck now, so he just moved into a really nice neighborhood, and everyone in there is like a lawyer, banker, boring people. He's the only comedian. He finds out that he prefaces this by saying there is a current or former
US
senator,
senator,
U.S. senator that lives on my block, and I don't know who he is. I've never talked to him, never met him. I'm walking by. He comes out one day and says, "Hey, are you the comedian?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he says to him, and I'm sorry if I don't give this joke justice, but he says, "Do you know why they can't? You know what? You know where the term motherfucker comes from?" Tom's like, "What the fuck? I've never talked to this guy in my life." And I'm like, "No, don't know." He's like, "Well, how many people do you think do that?" So he's like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "How about the term sister? How about the term daughter fucker?" Tom's like, "What? That's not even a term." Then he walks away, comes back. Guy comes back outside. He's like, "Hey, that was really weird. I'm sorry that happened. I did some thinking. Turns out a motherfucker is not someone that fucks their mom. It's someone that fucks your mom.
What
So
a
if someone who's
idiot.
very disrespectful and cruel, you call them a motherfucker." And then Tom's like, "You're so smart. I can't believe you connected that so quick. Now I'm not surprised that you may or may not be Ted Cruz." And then the crowd goes like crazy, like reveals that this is Ted
And there's
Cruz.
like he said like he gets more weird about the daughter fucker thing.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, you
he
gotta
just
watch it.
finds like we're kind of like
how you gonna get more weird?
Well, you
no,
know,
no, like
You know,
we're
like-
follow-up.
yeah. He like follows up and he's like, yeah, that would be weird. Like people don't fuck daughters because it's like illegal and it's like very weird. And then like
Oh,
'cause
is that why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why? Okay.
And you
All
could clearly tell that Netflix was
That's
like,
why I don't do it.
No, this is not going because he cut it, and it's like it was a funny bit, and I'm like, Oh yeah, I bet you Netflix was like, you can't put this in your special. So then he just kept it and released it, probably a little against their wishes. I mean, he's gonna like. There's no way that Netflix and Tom Segura already don't have a cease and desist from Ted Cruz, which is
I would say
I would like to see Tom Segura beat the shit out of Ted Cruz.
that would be awesome, like a celebrity fighting match.
Tom Segura is one of those guys that's like willing to pay it, like he's willing to sign that check.
Yeah, like fuck it,
if it
find
means
me.
he gets the joke out there.
Yeah.
You know,
He also, I bet there's some shit where he could just be like, I'm a comedian. I make up stories. That's not true.
Yeah.
Or are you saying it's true, Ted?
Yeah,
and he's going to like corner him with some like, I'll pay the fine, but then you're admitting you said that. Or or it's just a made up story. I'm a comedian. I embellish things.
Yeah, he said may or may not be.
Yeah, freedom of speech.
And I think he was very careful with it. And also, I believe like Netflix could have said like, yo, we can't put this in the special, but if you put it on your YouTube, it is what it is. And the video says the clip that Netflix wouldn't let Tom Segura use, posted by Tom Segura.
Yeah, and dude, that's gonna go viral. Like it already has, but it's gonna go viral, and it's gonna be like go viral in both circles. Where like Dems are like, bro, what the fuck? Like this is what Panofis and Republicans are either gonna be like, what the fuck, or like, dude, fucking libtard from California moves here and is lying on Texas. Like, it's genius.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. And he probably, like you said...
Wait, is Ted Cruz the one that went to Mexico during the pandemic?
who fled.
Okay.
He's the one that Trump said his wife was ugly as shit, and then
Like
he
the
was like,
dog
we
face?
love Trump. Yeah.
He was also he played one-on-one with Jimmy Fallon and got fucking. I mean, it was embarrassing.
Well, Jimmy Fallon's good at basketball. He wore blackface long enough, he become good at basketball.
Translates to the vertical.
Yeah, Jimmy Fallon was in blackface when they played one-on-one.
He's like, why am I so fast out
Ted
here?
Cruz was just scared the whole time. He's like, I've never seen a minority before.
Did I just windmill? What the fuck? Yeah, I love that shit, dude. It's just like when Ricky Gervais got in front of the Golden Globes and was talking shit.
Oh,
about,
that's
like,
one of the greatest.
That's one of
That's
my
inspiring.
favorites.
I watch that for inspiration sometimes. Like I wasn't a huge Ricky Gervais guy, and because I saw that kind of recently, which I think it was a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
He's your friend.
Yeah.
Why are you mad at me?
Yeah.
He's your friend.
Yeah, Weinstein.
It's so funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're the one who did movies.
And then
with him
he's
shit.
like none of you guys. He's like you're all going to talk about global warming, all the issues. You fucking idiots have no place to talk to the public about anything.
Come up here.
And
Take
it just
your
keeps
little
panning.
award.
It just keeps panning to Chet Hanks' dad. What's that guy's name? Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
It just keeps panning to Tom Hanks, and he's just distraught. You cannot believe it. And now I don't like Tom Hanks.
Yeah, me neither.
Three-
After I seen that too, I was like, "Fuck that guy."
I'm gonna build by the three I don't like right now. In order: Matthew McConaughey, Jonah Hill, Tom Hanks has eased his way, and Tom Hanks can get off the bench. He can get some playing time.
I got Seth Rogen up there too.
You don't like Seth
Hard
Rogen?
disagree.
Grow the fuck
Win us
up.
over. Go ahead.
What?
I'm
Go
over
ahead.
him. I'm over him.
Brian, you walked in here and we're like, sorry, yesterday I got high and decided I have no responsibilities.
Yeah.
You are Seth Rogen.
No.
Don't project
No, because
on Seth
Rogen,
right
like,
now,
he,
dude.
Like,
Apparently, you got high and have no taste either.
I
now.
feel like, well, I mean, what? Pineapple Express was what, 2008?
Oh, this is a guy.
Yeah,
that
but
was-
I mean,
know
also
what I'm
like,
Hold
saying?
on.
You
You
know
want to know
what
what's
I'm
happening
saying?
right now? This was a guy that threw out a statement he didn't necessarily believe in, thinking we were going to rally behind him, and now he's got nothing.
yeah, because dude, I mean, I'm gonna.
Have
What you're
you,
saying you
do you
didn't
have
grow.
Apple TV?
Have
Huh?
you
Do
seen?
you have Apple TV?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you watched his new show?
Did you like it?
No, it sucked.
It's. I mean, Apple
Exactly.
TV.
You guys
doesn't
haven't even
have,
seen it yet because
But
Seth
I've seen-
Rogen is irrelevant now.
We're talking
Dude,
about-
what was like he put
What is he still doing?
The Long Shot with Charlize Theron was a very like serious, great movie. He's one of the main writers and executive producers. You like The Boys? Hey, do you like The Boys?
Yeah, I do
because he
like The Boys.
writes and directs almost every episode and is a huge
Does
part of
he?
The Boys. Yes,
I gotta look that
the
up.
whole animated
You know
series,
what,
The Boys,
Brian?
is all him too, and he voices it. Remember, he's in an episode of The Boys. 'cause
Let's
he's
hold on,
in-
Brian.
What?
I may have attacked you too soon because I'm doing some thinking now.
Yeah,
All
thank
right.
you.
Super bad.
Win me over. I'm open.
Super bad is what would have, in my opinion, you have the green light for life now. That's my movie. I fucking love Super Bad. It's such a good comedy, hilarious, written by Seth Rogen.
Yes.
Great movie.
Great. That could have been, no matter what he did, he took it back. He said, I would never write another movie like Superbad. I'm embarrassed about it. He did the woke thing.
Aw,
He was like,
really?
I'm embarrassed
Yeah,
about
see,
it.
Exactly.
So
And
I
that's a-
forgot about that.
That's a comedy classic.
I forgot about that. To do something
Classic.
so great and not stand by it
He's
because
like,
you're
he's
afraid.
like full Hollywood now.
And he
You know
doesn't
what I'm
believe that.
saying?
He loves what he wrote. He loves that product. I fucking know it. And he's
Also,
acting-
what is so problematic about Superbad besides I think maybe there's like a get a girl drunk,
Get her drunk
so I
and
can
fuck her. Yeah,
like,
that is problematic.
which is it's problematic, but also that's
an
every
actual
movie.
high school issue. So like this is actually putting
It's
light
real.
on. It's real.
It's
And
real.
if we can pretend like it doesn't happen and not put it on TV, and fine, and let's see how that works. And it
Yeah.
doesn't. So. That's the thing. He made such a great product, but is a pussy about it. So like,
Damn, that's
I'm not
I
gonna
didn't
say
know
he's not on the Rushmore of people I don't like. But to Brian's point, maybe I shouldn't have came down your throat so fast.
Wow.
Like warm
Sound
honey.
like Seth Rogen.
Well, I don't know. I guess I'm trying to think of celebrities
Chicken fries.
that I really can't stand right now. I don't like. You've gotten me on the Matthew
Will,
McConaughey.
Will Smith is done. For
I mean, so corn. I mean that one though. That's
talking
almost
about
like
irrelevant.
cliche to hate him. You know, like everyone is like.
No, but before that, he was so loved. He was one
So
of the most
loved.
loved
Oh,
people in America.
that's riches to rags.
Everyone loved him.
Yeah.
You know?
Except for
that's
his
rag
wife.
to riches, exactly.
You know
now
what's
it's like
Everybody
crazy?
loved him
like,
except
oh.
for Jada. She loves
Yeah,
him.
yeah,
Well, that's
yeah.
what's
Tupac.
crazy is it's what while the slap was a huge. That was when most people jumped off the boat. They were only near the edge of the boat, ready to jump off because of the Jada stuff. That was true when he sat down on the red table and acted like he understood why she had an affair with their son's friend. Just first off, so fundamentally fucked up. And to say you're okay with it, like, that was the moment where I think, because you're talking to average Americans who, like, their worst fear, like, if you were talking about earlier, living the 9-to-5 life. When you live that life, your two worst fears are going broke so you can't feed your family and your wife fucking another guy.
Yeah.
That's all you worry about. And he did, like, one of the worst.
Unless you hate your wife.
Unless you hate your wife. But even then, if you hated your wife and she cheat on you, you'd still be like, I'm going to kill that motherfucker.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
You know, like there's like a sense of pride that you don't let other guys fuck your wife.
I also think it's the son's friend. You know what I'm saying?
That's why
Which
it's fucked
takes
up.
it like another level.
well, and he
you know?
wasn't like, hey, if that's your kink and it's a cuck thing, I'm not going to judge you.
There's
But-
something
but-
like this going on with
Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen?
right.
Yes.
What is that?
Larsa Pippen, Scottie Pippen's ex-wife, is left Scottie by cheating on him and left to date Michael Jordan's son, who is like in his 20s, and Larsa Pippen is like in her late 40s.
I want to say we're talking about Uncle Scotty.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Well, they don't get along,
Okay.
but like they don't like Michael Jordan got asked about it, and he would just kind of like laughed.
he's like, my kid's fucking his wife.
Hey,
Yeah.
winners do what winners do. Baby.
Yeah.
If you're Michael, you're thrilled about this.
He's
You
like,
don't
I got my
that.
dad killed for gambling. You think I give a fuck?
You know
Yeah.
you know the Future song is about his wife.
I just fucked
a
your bitch
in my
some
Gucci flip flops.
And he's singing that.
Yeah, yeah.
to
Yeah, because she
Scottie
fucked
Pippen.
Future for a while.
Hey, what did Scottie Pippen do?
I mean, just not get paid enough when you play in the NBA.
It's not.
you
It's
know?
not a Scotty thing. It's just Scotty picked a bad
second.
woman. You know,
Well,
like,
But
Let
I
me
just
ask
fucked
somebody.
your bitch. That's to
Yeah.
Scotty.
Yeah.
yeah, but it would like the Future probably would have done it to anyone. It's just that he got. You know what I mean? If he fucked a famous person's wife, so he's got a. He's a rapper. He's
Would
got.
you rather fuck Batman or Robin?
I feel like I could toss Robin around a little more.
Yeah, Robin's gonna bottom the whole time. Batman might
Are
be
you
like,
asking
hey,
me
I
if
gotta
I want
talk.
to? You're asking me if I want to rape or be raped.
No, I'm asking you if you want to fuck a
Batman's-
winner or a loser. You know?
Well, if I go with Batman, I'm going to be the loser,
Yeah, you will.
right?
Yeah.
Would you guys rather?
Love my odds with Robin.
Would you guys rather dance everywhere you go? So like any movement, you're like dancing, moving, or would you rather sing everything you talk?
Sing.
I'm an anxious guy, so I'm kind of already swaying all the time. I'm close.
You know what I'm talking like? They're like, come to the stage, Matty Stew, and you're like, what the fuck is
I do the
up,
worm.
guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like worming up there, you know.
Or I'd have to sing my set.
That's also the thing too. And like right now, you're like, I am on a podcast talking about nothing.
Wow, like that you went to Frozen. Can
Yeah.
you build a snowman?
You know what's funny is I didn't know what song I was singing,
Gotcha.
and I've never seen Frozen.
Like I was telling you, I was a Funkle this week, and we did watch Frozen.
Yeah, I've heard it's a great movie.
So-
It makes me think of the Deadpool scene where
What the fuck do you have to say over there?
Hey,
I was consensually a Funkle.
so this is past. So Seth Rogen's an executive producer for the show.
Yes.
Just
I know sometimes executive producers don't do shit, but
Isn't
he
that
does
you
a
just
lot.
slapped your name on it and said like, "Hey, I like this idea. Here's some money."
Sometimes, but he does like
That's what
I've
Kevin
read
Hart-
articles.
yeah.
He's done stuff, but definitely 100%. A lot of times, executive producers do fucking nothing,
Kevin Hart produces that show Dave on
and
FX.
like Santino's like I've never met
Yeah, I've
Kevin
never
Hart
met
on
him.
set. Like he's never been there.
I see. My favorite one is I see. What's his name? big dude in Ted. He's
Who? Big
fucking
dude and
Mark.
Ted.
Mark
Marky
Wahlberg.
Mark.
Mark Wahlberg.
That
Oh,
dude's
so
in-
you said
I
big.
see
I'm thinking
executive
fat.
producer on his all the time.
Yeah,
All
well,
the
that's the
time
thing
just
too.
pop
Once you
Entourage.
become
up.
famous,
Ballers.
Yeah.
A lot of HBO stuff.
once you become famous enough, like when you're an actor in something, you also just are an executive producer because like
Your name
they
sells-
pay you
yeah.
and your name sells, and also like I think it's that thing where if they're like, "Do you like this shot?" Now you're an executive producer because you executively helped produce it.
Things used to be different, dude. Like I been watching Roseanne.
Wow.
It's so good. It's so fucking good.
The
I
show?
love sitcoms. I love
Yeah.
90. It's
I
almost
love
like
sit-
it's the best. You do?
Love them.
Yeah, it's the best form of comedy. It's stand-up
I've
comics.
been watching Friends like recently. Same thing. Went back.
That's
and-
the exception. I like Friends, but I mean like the ones like where like a stand-up is the star.
Oh,
like everyone loves
oh.
Raymond, King of Queens.
I've actually never
Roseanne.
watched any of
Dude,
these
you
shows.
have to. They are-
Seinfeld.
Seinfeld.
I watch
They're-
Seinfeld.
That's what I'm
yeah.
watching right now.
They're
It's my favorite one.
so fucking good. And Roseanne, Norm's the head writer, and he actually was. Like, it's
Oh,
not
wow.
just a name.
Norm is the head
Norm
writer?
was the writer for
Oh, I
Roseanne.
didn't know that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's dope.
And it shows. Like, it's just brilliant
Yeah.
fucking writing. The Ellen DeGeneres had a show that I hear is fucking amazing that I want to revisit. Also, did you guys watch, what's the one with Archie Bunker? All in the Family?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one I need to watch. I've never watched it, and I hear it's
You just want to go back to casual racism? Or what?
yeah. Well, I mean,
He's been throwing on MASH and the Andy Griffith Show to get back to his roots. Yeah.
I do see clips of All in the Family
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah,
pop
those are
up.
good.
They are hilarious.
They're
yeah,
good.
yeah.
They're good.
Dude,
There's some good ones.
Sitcoms just make you feel good.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, they'll have complex plots every once in a while, like, relationship or stuff like that. It's always just like easy watching and very simple. It's so easy to throw on and watch.
Well, let me ask you this: have you seen Ted Lasso yet?
a little bit.
Oh, dude.
I didn't
Fuck it up,
follow.
Matty.
You know what it is, dude? I'm a cunt, and
He kind of reminds me of Beard a little bit in a weird way.
is that
you know?
endearing, or did he just insult me?
You're a white ginger with a beard.
No, that's not
he
what
just
it
called
means.
me myself?
Personality wise, not looks wise.
Well, yeah, personality.
Okay, yeah,
wise.
you are.
You
Yeah,
know?
actually, yeah.
You're
Like, because he's a
mysterious,
little.
but like tough.
Yeah,
you
you're
know?
like
You
weird
know?
in a good way. Is
But
what it
yeah,
means.
yeah. But
Yeah.
you're also like very like nice. I don't know.
But maybe some head trauma.
Yeah. What,
No,
like what's in there?
Yeah.
You know, what's happening?
You're
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
right, Brian. That's a perfect description.
It's more what's not in there.
And you said it too. You're a great guy, but you're also kind of a cunt.
Yeah.
Which is what beard is. Yeah.
Well, it's okay if I say it. It's a little harsher when you say it.
It's okay.
True still.
Yeah.
But what was I gonna say? Dude, what were we talking
asked
about?
if you'd seen Ted Lasso.
Oh, I'm a bit of a cunt. The second I know everybody else loves something, I'm out. And I don't know
Hipster,
what that
hipster.
is.
Damn,
I
that's
can't
just you
even-
depriving yourself of happiness right there, man.
I think so, but it's like it's almost like the lion doesn't want to be with the sheep.
I get it though. I've done that. I refuse to watch Tiger King. It was like I missed
Succession.
the initial
I keep trying to
jump.
tell him about Succession. Need nothing.
Succession.
I just don't
have.
have an urge to watch Succession. I'm not the biggest fan of like super serious shows. I like them.
Well, you lost me on Tiger King. I couldn't get enough.
I just never watched. I mean, it's not
we were
like
in the pandemic.
it's not
What
even a
else is there to
thing
do?
that you're like, oh, you watched it and like it. I have not seen a singular second
I think
of that
if you,
TV show.
If you watched it now, I think it would blow you away even more than it did
Oh, yeah.
everybody else.
It's a wild show. Dude.
It's insane.
yeah,
And it's
You
like
gotta watch it.
documentary style.
I
And,
love
like,
that.
So you're like learning.
Oh, dude,
the
I'm a
thing though
basic.
is I like now it was such a cultural phenomenon that I know like everything. You know, I know
That's so
like
funny. Brandon
I-
goes on stage next week. He's like, "So y'all see Tiger King?"
Oh god, that makes me vomit when people
Yeah.
go on stage.
When I see
and
that bitch Cheryl Baskin.
they brought like even yesterday someone was like, "How you guys doing? Good." And was like, "What's y'all opinions on this Bud Light fiasco?" I go, "Hey man, that's done.
Yeah.
It's
That's
over.
over.
No one has an opinion. Oh, you want my opinion that I had a month ago? It's done, buddy.
You want a Bud Light? Get a Bud Light.
Yeah, people stopped caring 2 weeks ago. Have a new thought.
That's what I say about 9/11, and people we stopped caring. I'm kidding.
I agree. That's so
cares,
last
dude?
week,
That's,
dude.
that's
Buildings get knocked down all the time. We normally call it architecture.
yeah.
Maybe they're just the greatest architectures of New York.
Government conspiracies have been going on for years, dude. This is totally normal. It's fine.
Also, what happened? Oh, we can't insult Trump because he's
Yeah.
our president. You can't insult Biden because he's our president. George Bush did 9/11, so why can we insult that then? Shouldn't we support it if our president did it?
Wait,
right?
you guys
we
know-
can't insult Joe Biden.
We're not allowed to, dude. The Dems said we can't. The Republicans said we can't insult Trump. He's our president. They're our leader. You're
but
un-American.
Are you my president if you fall off a bicycle?
Yes, because you're more. I've fallen off a bicycle. You're more relatable. You know.
I guess you're
I've never been sued for running illegal hotels, but I have fallen off a bike, and that's why he won this election.
And this goes back to what I'm saying. The lion does not concern himself with the sheep. I'm over here ripping off thousands of Americans every single day. You know.
Didn't you just get ripped
Hey,
off
let me tell you
by
something.
not an American?
Bernie
about
Madoff
that.
watches Ted
Yeah,
Lasso.
he's like, I'm
Anxiety.
ripping off Americans, and then he's like, I just got scammed by a Nigerian prince for 71 cents.
That was the most legitimate scam I've
Nah, it was good.
I
I got, dude, and it's just like such a pain in the ass to get a new debit card because I bet you have it auto-filled into all, like Amazon, all your favorite websites. You maybe got Apple Pay set up. It was on your Apple Music monthly payment. You got to do all of that over again. It's such a bitch. Not to fucking stress you out with that, but I recently, bro, I did a show back in California at a dive bar. Dog shit show, dog shit bar, horrible place. What we forget as Texans is that here, and it threw my buddy off when he was visiting from California, you just get your card back. Here's my card, get it back. They have it on file. If you don't pay, 20% gratuity. They pay your tab.
Yeah.
It's great. In California, they keep your card and then you have to pay and get it back. Well, I forgot. I've been living in Texas for 2 years, so I left my card. The next day, I go like, shit, I don't have my card. I left it at this bar. I look. They're closed on Sundays. I'm like, I'll get it Monday before I leave. Bro, I wake up Monday. I have charges for $500 worth of shoes from StockX. I have charges at gas stations in Baltimore.
Someone stole your card?
Dude, the bar. Okay, so the bar hated I get there and the guy goes, "You're headlining. You're doing 30. By the way, they hate the comedy night. So just so you know, the regulars are not going to listen. They're probably going to heckle you." It was a terrible show, bro. It was horrible. And the bartender was an asshole. And so what happened is I guarantee you, I finished my set. I left. The regulars hung out, and they went, "Hey, that asshole comedian forgot his thing. Let's run it up." And somehow, bro, it ended up in Baltimore. I can't. Luckily, shout out Wells Fargo. They immediately were like, "Hey, you're not buying $500 worth of shoes. Like, you're poor." Yeah. They shut my card down. Got all my money back. But, bro, I'm talking like a week ago, I get an email from Wells Fargo that was like, "Hey, your card ending in," which is the one I canceled, was attempted to be charged in like Maryland and then Florida. Like, my card is just getting passed around the United States like a whore. Dude, this bartender just gave my card away. Like, it was fucked. I debated going back there and just like cussing them out and being like, "Fuck you. You're a piece of shit. You're terrible people." I was like, can I call the cops on them?
I like how you think. Yeah, I like how you think they just like, "Oh, hey, buddy, you want this card?" No, dog, they stole your card.
No.
Sent it to their cousin.
Oh, 100. No, I'm saying they're scumbags.
Buy me some shoes.
Yeah, no, fuck them. And like, and what's crazy is I remember there was like an old white dude who looked racist. He was being an asshole. But the one thing that I got him to win him over is he was wearing tattered blue jeans, shitty shirt, really nice Jordans. And I was like, "Oh, bro, I fuck with your kicks." He's like, "Oh, for real? Thank you, man." And we like talked about shoes, like crowd work for a minute. And I bet you, but I could tell he hated the comedy, and he was being an asshole to all the other comics. So I'm like, he was definitely part of this.
Yeah.
See, what sucks is like there really is no justice.
No, but exactly. But I wanted to go in there like Nobody or one of those action movies and just fucking smash his head, grab a beer thing, break it, put the stem thing straight through his brain into his temple. Just, I wanted to
the way
murder
I'm
him,
picturing
dude.
this is so sexy. Like he's expecting a slow day. He's just wiping down the counters. And
Yeah.
he just kind of stocked the mugs.
He
behind
just
him.
made
I
some-
walk in, I spill my
pasta.
drink
No,
on
you
his
don't
Jordans.
just walk in. You
Yeah.
kick
Boom.
the fucking door open,
Mask on.
rip your
Mask
sunglasses
on,
off, you throw them to the side. No one's there to catch them.
But I kind of like, what about I pull up to the bar, I order a drink, I sit there, and
You're looking down,
I'm
you can't
looking,
see
I
your
see,
face
you
yet.
know, and I'm like, "There's some nice shoes there," and he's like, "Oh, really?" And then I spill it, and he goes, "What the fuck? Those are my shoes." And I go, "Remember me?" And he goes, and then I pull a fucking sawed off out of my trench coat, two shots into the glass. The other bartender, I grab a fucking knife off the table. She's dead on the floor. A patron looks at me, and I go, "Don't you fucking take my card again," and I leave. That's what I wanted
You
to
could
do.
have made that so much cooler, though.
Card in.
I was waiting for you guys to jump in and
A lot
help
of
me.
long sentences. You know?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it, bitch. Let me get my card.
Yeah, you got to hit him with like a card ending in 6572. Does that mean anything to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just say I'm just like 6115, and he's like, "What?" I go,
Expiration date 10/27.
Yeah, they're like, What? how did you get here?
Oh, you got a heavy wrist, dude.
Yeah.
Well,
Someone committed fraud.
this one, I mean,
on your
you
life.
say, like stock X? Don't you mean like stock up?
Yeah.
Or something. You know?
Yeah, we gotta have some cool catchphrases. You know what I mean? Like, you think identity theft's funny? How about I steal your life?
So I remember when I got my car stolen
Mm-hmm.
for the second time.
Yeah, that's cool.
I wish it. Yeah, it was great. It was fun. I kind of wish that I was like what's his face? Not Matt Damon. What's the other one?
Brad Pitt.
No, that dates J-Lo.
Oh, Alec Baldwin.
No,
Jay-Z.
Ben Affleck. That was a test. I remember
Lil
the whole
Nas
time.
X.
I kind of wish I was like in the town where I could come to one of my friends and just be like,
Whose
"Hey."
car we taking?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's no
Yeah.
questions. Don't ask anything. This guy has my car. Let's
I-
go
hey,
kill him.
Bro, if we could shoot that bar up with Tommy guns,
You guys don't,
like
Just
we're
drive-by
bootleggers.
Brian, if you don't think I don't have a couple of these guys in my phone, I mean, I'm talking 7 years active dude. I got a couple fellas that have nothing to lose.
Yeah, you got some people looking to earn an independent contract because I'm gonna hire them to destroy. I want this
How
bar
much?
burned
How
down.
much do you think that? Like, how much money would I have to give them to take someone out?
I'm trying to think. Well, I'll answer this, and I'll put myself in that. How much money would I kill someone for?
Could you kill someone? You think
Absolutely.
like? But you
Yeah.
think
I
like?
got 6 people
but not
right now
like-
that I want to.
But not like just like bang bang, but like special ops.
Oh, I want to stare into those
going
hazel
through,
eyes.
You're going through like long grass and rivers to get there. You know?
What are you? Who are you killing?
Well,
a
I'm not-
Viet Cong like
was gonna
war
say, yeah.
general?
Yeah, the fucking Andrew Tate. I don't
Sending
know.
me to the fucking
I don't
rice
know.
paddies. Like,
Yeah, I thought you wanted us
Guys,
to kill
there's a
like
castle.
your
I mean,
boss
yeah,
or
There's
something.
a
Yeah,
castle.
kill
There's
the
a
mailman
person
who
in
fucked
the
my wife.
castle, you know?
yeah,
Is
well,
this
I'm-
the plot of Shrek?
Yeah, I was
now?
gonna say.
Shrek with a gun.
Yeah, that would have went a lot faster if Shrek had a Mac 10. Like to see that dragon take a 30-round drum to the chest.
The dragon's just a golden retriever.
It's Clifford, the big red dog.
Yeah, I mean, if this is the suburban version of Dragon, then Farquaad's just fucking our governor.
Danny DeVito.
He's the
that.
owner of a Enterprise rent-a-car. That's who we're wanting you to kill. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, well, here's the thing. It's like, could you, like, are we talking the guilt of killing someone? There's a price for it. But then it's here's the thing.
Well, I'm just with
I'm
Matty
fellas,
about
fellas,
the,
the guilt's
about
not
the
as bad as you think.
justice, You know,
The
about
guilt?
the justice.
The guilt's not as bad as you think. It's more of a rush.
It's more of a okay.
So I hear.
I'm always down for a good
So
run.
I hear.
Totally. I know a couple people that have killed Jake's
Well,
wives.
well, my thing is more the like, I'm gonna get caught. You know, like
Yeah, 100%.
yeah,
I'm
guy-
scared of prison.
Listen,
That's why I
guy
don't
like
kill.
you two, maybe turn down the offer. Guy like me is a different situation.
we gotta kill someone we don't know. That's always the thing is people
Yeah.
kill people they know. So there's like motive.
Yeah.
We gotta just like blast a homeless
See,
guy
I
on
think the
6th Street.
situation is different though, because like in war and stuff, when you kill someone, it's like that's your job. That's like what you're here for.
If I'm a hired hitman, this is my job.
Yeah, 100%.
You gotta love what you do,
You
Brian.
gotta do military before you're hired hitman. You gotta have like the training and stuff. If you kill someone just on the streets, that's why you're freaking out because it's so unexpected. You're, oh my god,
Oh, so you
my
don't- yeah,
god.
you gotta have
then
it
you get a
premeditated.
taste for it. Like
if I'm a
werewolf.
hitman and I take a life, that's just sweet release, mission accomplished.
Nice.
I can now come.
What, do you have a code? You have a code,
guys-
or are you just killing everyone?
If I told you, I'd have to kill you right now.
That's in your code.
Ooh.
I like that.
you know.
Rule number 1.
Don't,
You guys
don't
watch
talk
a
about
lot
Fight Club.
of murder docs, like on
No,
serial
what am I,
killers and
fucking
stuff, or not
pussy?
really?
You've been producing my podcast. Have you been paying attention? That's literally all I fucking talk about.
All right, man. First off, the last 3 documentaries I think you've watched are about American Gladiator, chimps,
Those are some of them.
and Tiger King. So right now,
Tiger King True Crime.
Okay, fair.
It
Fair,
is
fair,
true
fair,
crime.
fair.
Cheryl
It is true
Baskin's
crime.
still out there, dude. Justice for Dawn, baby.
I didn't know. All right, so I did. You know, we don't talk a lot about true crime, or I forgot. You know, hey man, you're not the only podcast I produce. Don't think you're special.
That's right.
Okay.
You're
I'm a whore.
You're in a number of committees.
I'm a whore.
You
yeah.
are in a number of committees.
Okay, I can't stand when I watch a crime documentary and then at the end they're just kind of like, yeah, and we never found the bodies. 20 murders went unfound.
I need
Why
episode-
did you make a documentary about it then?
Here's how you. I got you. I'm a veteran. If episode 6 is not in a courtroom, I am out.
Dude, yes. I want to see you go to trial. I want to know what happened. I want at the end it to go like, he ended up killing 42 people over, 20 years. He was convicted and sentenced to 18 maximum thing. Or like, he got away or escaped. I never I watched one where they were just like, and the bodies were never found. And that was the end. And I was
Yeah.
like, fuck you.
Yeah.
But now
Fuck
I'm
you.
6 episodes in to this 10-episode show. You got to finish it.
No, you scroll down.
You
look
got
at
to
it,
see
you-
the
and if
lawyer
it's
scene.
even
Yeah.
the tie- okay.
Yeah, if
okay.
I need an orange jumpsuit.
All right.
If
Well,
I-
yeah, because
you know?
it's just,
Yeah.
then
No,
it's
I'm
just
6,
Yeah.
That's gonna be like the frame picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's all just like speculation at that point where you're like, yeah, they're like, yeah, you think you did this, and like this is the thing we're painting, and we're like, yeah, but there's no like closure, like there's no, I don't know, I need like the Dahmer documentary. Dahmer goes to jail and he gets killed. Like that's a good ending. Like, you know, most people go to jail, but I just watched one where they were like he goes to jail, but they're basically like, yeah, we never found anyone or anything. Like
Yeah,
we
thank
got
God
him on a
you- Thank God
technicality.
you got your sweet resolution in the Dahmer documentary. I'm glad
Yeah.
the beginning, the middle, and everything else didn't ruin it for you. You got your sweet release when he was stabbed by a black
He was hit in the
prophet.
head with a weight.
It was a this
Oh,
guy-
and stabbed with a broomstick.
he was like a black prophet, right?
Yeah, he thought he was like I am God, and God told me you are the devil, and I am here to kill. Because he was mad because like
By the
Dahmer.
way, everything that guy's saying kind of checks out.
Yeah.
I think maybe God talked. I mean, if
Yeah.
Well, I like how they had like a narcissistic face off where they're like, "No, I'm God."
Well, yeah,
I'm God.
because Dahmer like got some like that's always the funny thing about the religion thing is they're like if you repent you're fine. So like a priest. So he was like, so if I repent I'm fine, and the priest was like, fuck.
Well,
Yeah, I guess Jeffrey Dahmer. Yeah, if you
like-
say you're sorry, you're okay. And
yeah,
so he was like, cool.
That's what he died thinking he was going to heaven.
Yeah.
He's like, well, it would be funny if you died, went to heaven. The first person you see is Jeffrey Dahmer.
You're waiting in
Are you
line and you
fucking
look to
kidding
your
me?
left and he's like, hey, good to see
and
you.
You're just sitting
and
there
here's the
talking
thing.
to Hitler. You're like, what?
Here's the thing about old Jeff. The three of us are safe.
That is true.
We could get a beer and not worry that the stuff on top could just be soap. You know,
So
yeah.
could just be soap.
like that's better.
Yeah,
Bro,
well,
that shit's
that was so funny about the Dahmer. The first victim that they show, which is actually, you guys watch the series?
Yes.
The first victim they show. Well, if you haven't seen a hit series 6 months in, I don't care
yeah.
about spoiler
Skip
alert.
ahead like 4 minutes and we'll be yelling about something else.
But the first victim they show, which ends up being the last victim, and this guy didn't die because he escaped and called 911. But he hands him the beer and he looks at it. He's like, "What is that
It's like foaming, dude.
floating in there?" He's like, "I think it's just dish soap." And he's like, "Oh fuck it, down the hatch." I'm like, "Dude, okay, even if it's, I'm not drinking that."
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Hey, do you have another?
That was a different time back then.
Yeah, that's insane.
Hey, also the beer's in a can. Could I just have the beer
Now,
can?
I'm not by no means
Yeah.
am I victim shaming, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, well, yeah, there's some, yeah, dude, there's some questionable moments in that doc where
I
you're
need
just like,
you a sandwich.
dude, like, here's the craziest one, and this is a little bit of a spoiler, so sorry, Brian, and anyone listening, but this one blows my mind.
Wait,
so,
he dies at the end?
No. I also, that's the cool thing, I didn't know anything about Jeffrey Dahmer, so I was like, come on, die. And when he hit him, I was like, yeah. Like, I thought he was just chilling in prison right now. So, one
wanna
of
see
his
him-
early victims he kills is like a Laos. You know where Laos is? It's like an Asian
Oh,
country.
Laotian.
he's a Laos.
He's
Okay,
from Laotian.
Yeah,
La-
Laos.
he's
Okay.
he's the plural of lice. He's a Laos.
Wait, no, I'm sorry. Laotian is when you're from Laos. Laos is the
I
country.
thought you're Lao.
No,
you're
Laos is the name of
Laotian.
the country.
How do I say it?
It's Laos.
No. How do I say it? If you're from-
Laotian.
Laotian. Yeah.
Laotian. Okay.
I thought it was Laotian, just
I was going to call
spelt
him
wrong.
Laosianian, but
So yeah, so if you're so there it's a Laosianian family.
You're Laotian.
And they're a Lausican.
There you go.
And they like one of their kids is killed and murdered by Jeffrey Dahmer, and like they're not able to like no, sorry, let me rephrase this. This guy's older brother is molested by Jeffrey Dahmer, and he kind of gets away with it because it's like 1970 or whatever, and they don't care for some reason. But like the family is like, that guy's a molester. He's a bad guy. Like it's known in that family. And then the younger brother runs into him at like the convenience store and is like, I know you diddled my brother. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, man. You want to get a brew or something? And then that kid goes to the house with
like-
Jeffrey Dahmer to pose. He's like, oh, I'm sorry for molesting your brother. I'll give you $20 if you come pose for my photos. And he's like, yep, I'll come. And then he dies.
he goes, you know what? This guy seems trustworthy.
And then he
think I
dies.
like
And it's
him.
like, bro, come on. You know he's a bad guy.
Hot take.
Hot take.
If it wasn't Dahmer, someone else was getting it.
Natural selection, for sure.
You
Natural.
know-
That one's crazy, though, because that kid escapes into the hall, and a bunch of black families see him and are like, this is some weird shit.
The cops are there.
The cops are there, and then the cops are like, nah, dude, it's just, he's like, that's my boyfriend. They're like, ew, gay shit. And they're
Hey,
like, yeah, just go be gay inside. That's literally what happens.
This may be 30 years too late, but Wisconsin PD.
Come on.
Figured it. And I know
Come
Wisconsin PD isn't a thing. Milwaukee, was it?
Yeah, Milwaukee.
Fix it.
Fix it.
Fix it.
Dude,
Do
but
better.
you know what sucks too is like at that time it was like Vietnam was going on,
Mm-hmm.
and Laos was just getting bombed hard as fuck. So,
Yeah, they
like,
were probably
imagine these
refugees,
People, yeah,
like-
they come to America to get
Murdered.
diddled. by
Yeah,
some
diddled.
Okay,
and
well, it
murdered.
happened to one
some-
guy. I don't
by
know.
some
Why-
lo- by
Dahmer
some
got two of
loser.
their family members.
by some loser, you know.
Two of their,
By the way,
like,
in the 70s, that might have been all the Laotian people in America.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, you're right. You're
He's like
right.
the Genghis Khan for Laotianese people.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, except he didn't.
I'm running out of races to mix Laos people. I've done Chinese, Mexican, other things. We got Laos-pan people. I don't know.
Like
The bit, no one caught on to the bit. It's like,
Was that supposed to be Japan?
Yeah.
You should have said
Laotianese. But I already did that with Chinese.
Okay, yeah.
And now I realize, yeah, that they're not called Japan.
Yeah.
Look at that Japan.
Look at that hapon over there.
that little Japan.
Yo, do you go to the movies, Matty?
Huh? I just saw The Machine was like the first movie. I
Oh
saw.
shit! How'd you feel?
What do you mean? How did I feel?
I
It
heard
wasn't
it
a spiritual.
sucked.
It wasn't a spiritual journey. But I mean, I liked it. I liked it.
I think it's that thing where you're gonna like it if you like Bert Kreischer, but if you're just like a person seeing a movie, you're gonna be like, eh. Because
Well,
there's
it
like a
was like-
lot of like, oh my god, this is fun, this is Bert, and then
Yeah.
like Bert references and like Two Bears and little like hidden comedy stuff that we're like, oh, my dick's
So
hard.
there's a couple things. One, Bert Kreischer at this point needs a lot of help, and it's just becoming more and more apparent. I mean,
It's
he
starting
is
to get. I
so
love
rough
Bert,
to look at,
and
his,
it's bad, dude.
his face is just bright red and swollen,
He's so fat right
and
now.
he can't speak without crying now.
Yeah.
He's going through menopause.
You bring up one of his daughters, dude, and it's like grab the tissues. Like he cannot speak.
And it
without-
bums me out because it's. I'm not saying it in like a hater way. Like I'm saying like as a fan of someone who listens to Bert 1 to 2 times a week on a
Yeah.
podcast for the last like 4 years.
Same.
There's all of a sudden like this last year where you're like, damn, like what happened? Like maybe it's his kids moving off. Like it's that like
Well,
empty nester.
What's
type stuff.
insane is it's like, look who we're talking about. This guy just made a movie about himself. He's fucking touring all over the world. Like he's
so successful.
he is killing it. And I think that's what bums me out is because it makes you think that he has fallen into the school of thought that like, oh, I started to kill when I ripped my shirt off and started getting drunk. Like now I have to do because I've been in that where like
Or-
I sat in the 2 beer buzz game for like a year where I'm like I can't get on stage
Yeah.
unless I'm in this zone because that's where I do well. And it's not true. I've just done well there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a trap that you've. I was doing that for weed with a
Yeah.
while where I was like, no, it makes me more silly.
Yeah.
And then I did a set. I did a set not high, and I was like, oh,
my
wow,
God, I
you're.
can think now.
I can have coherent
Yeah.
thoughts on
I can
stage.
talk about things that I didn't write down. I don't
Yeah.
have to stay
yeah,
to a
th- yeah.
script. Yeah.
Well, I think too. What's even a sadder thought that I've had about it is like he has everything, and I don't think he's happy somehow. Because it's like you almost like have to party and drink and like consume yourself like that because you have like fear and anxiety.
that- I mean, that is
and I
hap-
think it's consuming him, which it
Bro,
bums me out.
I think it's a very clear recipe. Like it's happening to me on a much smaller scale where like you start to feel a certain degree of depression where it's like things are good with my girlfriend at my house
Yeah.
in comedy like I'm achieving things all the time but then like
I'll just wake up
often I'm just
depressed.
bummed.
Yeah.
And it has to be the way we're treating our bodies. Like we smoke weed or drink beer every single night,
Mm-hmm.
and we do it in this way that we convince ourselves it's not a problem because we're doing comedy, and it's like it's only 2 beers, except it's 2 beers every single night, and it's not just 2 beers.
Yeah.
It's always more than that.
Yeah.
And then you're not sleeping because comedy ends at 3 a.m.
Well,
and-
and beer fucks up sleep.
And
And
beer
we're
fucks
also
up
none of
sleep.
us are successful, so we all have like we were all up early this morning. We're doing a podcast at fucking 10 in the morning. Like
I left the comedy club at 2 a.m. last night.
yeah. I was up at 7. My alarm went
Yeah.
off this morning, and I was like, "There's absolutely no way in the world that's my alarm."
Yeah, and we live off $5 biggie bags from Wendy's.
Oh,
like,
dude, yeah.
I think that's the biggest problem is the fuel.
yeah,
You know what
and
I'm
so
saying?
like.
yeah, I'm just
eating
skipping
garbage
meals because I don't have
all the
money.
time.
Like,
All
Well, it's
the
why
time.
you get these comedians like Rogan, Theo Vaughn that find the success and then now can start focusing on themselves. And like Theo gets sober and he walks away from all these podcasts and he's doing better than ever now. And like Same with Rogan. Like, he does all these intensive healthcare things because he has the money to do it. Like, he can do it, but like
It's
you
a-
can't.
yeah,
it's
you
almost like
can't.
you can't get there without torturing yourself for 10 years.
Yeah, well, it's just because it's like the idea. It's like, I mean, I'm fortunate I have a gym in my apartment, but it's like if you want to be healthy, like you got to pay for a gym membership, and then you got to start buying like more expensive food and like eating healthy and like skipping out on moments that we would deem like fun and important
Right.
and stuff. But it's all like. I also do that. Like, shout out to Michael Fractor. I look at a guy like him. He's completely sober. He doesn't smoke. He doesn't drink. He's not California sober. He's just sober.
Yeah.
And like, he's already had an immense like pressure on him of being a reality star that like received criticism and stuff. And like, I look at him and go like, dude, if that guy can find happiness and solace in his life with like the stress of being a person who's like a public figure, who does stand up, who grinds, who like does what the same thing we're doing, but does it sober, it makes me inspired to be like,
Yeah.
I could completely drop everything if I wanted to.
Absolutely.
It's just I'm choosing not to,
don't
and
know.
I know that.
Both my parents are like pretty sober people.
Yeah.
Right? And they like despise weed, hate weed.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes I'm like, I think that's what you guys need.
Yeah.
Because you look miserable.
Well,
right
I
now,
think it's
you
like,
know?
okay, let's be real. Matty, you said it best, where you said it's every night, where it's like, hey, maybe like we've all been like, hey, I don't smoke or drink during the day, but it's like, hey, you know, you finish your set, you're going to go have a beer. Oh, you finish your set, you're going to smoke
Bro,
a
I
bowl.
probably
Oh, you
smoked
step out.
an eighth yesterday.
Yeah, you step out
whole
back.
eighth.
You're gonna smoke a bowl with like if people offer you. It's just around. We would if we literally all as a pact were like, hey, you know what? We're gonna smoke /drink one weekday and one weekend. So you're still doing it twice a week, 8 times a month. You would still be able to enjoy yourself. We would probably feel so much better mentally and
Yeah.
physically.
So, dude, all our receptors are fucked.
Oh,
Yeah.
fried.
Yeah.
They're crisped.
Yeah.
And it's a reversible thing. It's not like it just has to be that way now. And no, yeah, I mean, yeah, dude, like when I get high and go on stage, like if I try to do like crowd work, I'll immediately it's like, ooh, I just bit off
It's
more than I
bad,
can
yeah.
chew because I am blocked. Like I can't. My avenues of thought are fucking all. I need a lantern.
My thing is I'll go up there and have fun and do some crowd work and it'll be going well. And then I'll go, all right, guys, now let me tell you like these bits. And I just feel the energy. You know, they're like, what's happening?
I think it's
know?
that thing where I feel like I get like, especially the worst is all like I've gotten better at not smoking and then doing like shows, but smoking and doing open mics where I'm trying these new premises. I'm like, I can't remember like point A to point B
anything.
to point C because I'm lit. Like,
Another reason I smoke is because when you're at the comedy club, you're getting so many different personalities and you have to do so much fucking small talk that it's like almost overstimulating.
well, real talk, I
You
think
know? And it's like my excuse to escape and be like, I'm gonna go smoke.
mine is like almost like a fast. It's like I've gotten into the bad habit of where it's like a fast forwarding. I don't want to do thing type thing. So it's like, oh, I know that I have 3 hours between like my show and my next show, and instead of just being like, I'm gonna go sit at the comedy club and mingle with different groups
Yeah.
and like, you know, kill
it's
time.
like smoking because you're bored.
Yeah, it's more of like
Yeah.
which is like not a great habit to have because it should just like,
Because I'm always bored.
yeah.
You fool yourself into thinking it's gonna make whatever I have to do more fun.
Better, yeah.
But you instantly become paranoid. Like,
Yeah.
I'll smoke weed during the day because I'm starting to like. I've gotten some things done and I'm starting to hit this mental block where I'm like, oh, if I smoke some weed right now, it'll help the stress and all
It'll
that.
calm me down.
And
Yeah.
then I'm just like, I can't even think. If I got a call
Yeah.
from my insurance company right now, I'd have a fucking heart
Yeah.
attack.
You know what's so funny? This is when we started the podcast. I was like, dude, at the end, I'll ask the boys if they want to go smoke a bowl in the back. And then I'm like, now I think we might all cry now.
No, the answer is yes.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
okay.
an addict. I'm still saying, yeah.
All right,
We're
cool.
talking shit now.
Hey, you
about
know what?
it,
Here's the
but-
thing. No one wants to hear about our problems. Brian, you got a would you rather for us?
Just because you talk about your problem doesn't mean you want to fix it.
This one was on Two Bears today, and Tom Segura said his son asked him it, so I thought it would be fun to bring it on to here. He said, would you rather every time you scratch your arm, you shit out of your ears, or every time you cough, you sneeze out 40 boogers? So, like, every time you're like, you just mucus out stuff, or every time you scratch your arm, you just take a shit out of your ears?
Dude, I'm always itchy, so I
I got some dry skin,
Every
bro.
time,
bro.
hold on. Every time you scratch your arm, you shit out of your ears.
This is a question by a 5-year-old.
Or every
It's a
time
great question by a
You
5-year-old.
cough, you have just like 40 booger. I know 40, like, you basically have a bunch of snot and boogers shoot out of your nose. I don't know how you quantify 40 boogers, but I
also
like that
like
there's a
how-
number
Yeah,
to
I'm
it.
taking that one because one, that's just a normal thing to happen when you, like, you could sneeze or cough.
You're right, dude. If right now you were just like, and then a log of shit fell out of your ear, I would stop being your friend.
No, I would have to assassinate you.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
What, I'm gonna let you go out around other human beings? I'm gonna let
This is the thrill he was talking about from killing people. I'd be excited to kill you. You know?
Oh,
Like, you need
my
to go,
God.
bro.
Well, because now you're putting this on me and Brian. We're just supposed
Yeah.
to let you go out
And
there.
we gotta
I'ma
witness
start
it,
with-
smell it. Like,
I'm gonna start wearing doggy bags as earrings, so my shit just falls into them. You know, like the little,
From
you know
the
the,
loop?
you know the thing you can get to attach to the walker where it's like a bunch of bags. I'm gonna have to just clip that into my ear and be like, oh, fuck, I itch.
yeah.
That would be the worst, though, dude, because I do this a lot on stage. I do the fucking, like, when I'm sitting in a punchline, I'll kind of rub my face, or I'll be like, that was dumb. And I would just be shitting out of my
so
ears.
It's fucking 90 degrees. Why is Brandon wearing earmuffs?
And why are they turning brown?
Or, like, bro, like, I got, like, one of those big, like, you know, like, Rastafarian, like, beanies for the dreads, but it's just filling up with shit every
Yeah.
time I scratch my... When'd you get dreads, Brandon? I'm like, yeah, that's dreads in my hat. Ha, 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 ha.
Fuck
I also
Dude,
like-
Brandon smells.
I also like to imagine like if the poop's like not a good one. So
It's
you're
liquidy.
like struggling. Like, oh my
You
god.
can't get it
No,
out,
no.
dude. You're
Oh
like,
my God.
you're like heads. You know, how, like you shake when you're forcing it. Your ear is
No,
shaking.
dude, you two are wrong. You want a diarrhea out of the ear. I don't know how big of an ear hole you two have, but if the logs that are coming out of my ass came out of my ear,
I feel like my ear is the same size as my butthole.
there's just simply no way. Your ear's looser.
Brian, here's the thing.
I don't know, you got
Brian,
pretty tight ears,
Not
dude.
to get not to get aggressive, but if I pinned you down right now, I could fit my dick in your ass. I could not fit my dick in your ear. If this got weird and forceful, there's no way. There's
Also,
no
I'm,
way.
but I'm looking
I like
at
how you think
Brian.
you're winning.
I was gonna say I'm looking at Brian. Dude, good
no,
luck.
Brian, that's why I
Man,
said what if. Look,
two
I
Russian
know.
grizzly bears, you know?
Yeah. I think if I tried to rape you, we'd start laughing halfway through like some good friends. Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing, dude?
Yeah,
pinned me
you're
down.
you're
I'd be
almost
like,
Oh,
unrapeable.
Brandon, you could have just asked.
Brandon, yeah.
I want to say you are.
Yeah, you pinned me down.
Thank you.
You're fully unrapeable.
Yeah, you.
Not that I wouldn't want to. It's just you wouldn't allow
Dude,
it.
shut
to,
up. We get this guy a soapy beer and he's done for.
I
No,
used to-
we could. No, you guys are all wrong. Everybody's wrong about what I'm saying. We could rape Brian, but he would instantly make it feel like it's not rape.
I would turn around and give you the eyes.
Yeah, he just starts sucking us
Oh
off.
wait, do you like this?
Yeah.
You like? Oh, this is disgusting.
Yeah,
Get off
yeah,
me.
yeah.
Yeah, you'd be like, Brian, I'm gonna rape you, and you'd be like, it's not rape if I, like it.
I used to think I was also unrapeable. I used to think I was unrapeable, and then I got jumped, and I was like, oh yeah,
Is that a dick in my ass?
I could get raped.
Yeah, there's multiple people, but
I was like, oh, I'm getting raped right now.
1v1 forceful. I feel like you should have more of a fear of getting like eaten by a shark than getting raped. It's more realistic for you to get eaten by
Yeah.
a shark
Yeah.
in Texas
Yeah.
than it is for you to get
Yeah,
forcefully.
if someone could beat
straight
my
force.
ass, no drugs,
Okay. Well,
and
I
then
mean, the
rape
way you
me, I'd
painted
be
that
impressed.
stat. I mean, we turned this into Florida. I don't know if that's the same.
Dude, anywhere.
I just don't think Texas has sharks.
First off, in Galveston. Also, that's the bit I'm saying is
Right,
there's
right,
no sharks in Texas, and Brian is still more likely to get eaten by a shark than he is forcefully taken advantage
Hey,
of.
fucking Sharknado, though.
Well, let's just
Sharknado. Thank you, Brian. Yeah,
it's
sorry
real-
you don't believe in
Hey,
science.
this is
over here.
reality, Matty.
Oh yeah, maybe yeah. It's an act of God, dude.
Dude, I just saw a video from last year. I watched this last night. My algorithm is so fucked because this submarine. My anxiety.
That's
is,
all my algorithm
Dude,
is.
it's all disasters. It's plane crashes, underwater wrecks, and natural disasters is what I've been consuming
I'm
since
fucking-
these
I'm
stupid
jealous.
fucking
That's
billionaires got in a PVC pipe and went down to the Titanic. And what I watched. Get that thought back, Stewie. Get that thought back.
You can do it.
Get that thought back. Oh, dude, I watched a tornado ripping through a small town in Kansas. Holy, dude. Tornadoes are... There's like fucking balls of
It's
fire
scary.
around it. Like, boom,
Oh
boom.
yeah, I saw that one.
It's
yeah.
insane.
Where people are like taking it from their backyard.
Yeah,
and
and
it's
then
like, dude,
once the tornado goes close, they're like, oh, we have to go inside
Yeah.
now. You should have been in fucking Toledo yesterday, dude. What do you mean?
bro, you want to hear? So
You have a car.
tornadoes also like you're like this blew my mind. So you know we're California, no tornadoes.
So one
there.
thing I do want to say, funny, it's in Kansas.
Yeah,
Which is funny.
very very like poetic.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you think came first? No.
Kansas or the tornado?
No,
tornado or the egg?
The tornado
tornado.
brought Kansas from Australia.
yeah, it's right here.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
a puzzle. Perfect
Yeah.
fit. Yeah.
That's why people from Kansas have that accent. It's
Used
an
to be-
Australian
yeah,
accent.
it used to be a big lake.
Oi,
know.
mate. Welcome to Kansas.
Welcome to Kansas. Welcome to Down Under.
You're not
Down
in
under
Kansas no
Missouri.
more, Dorothy.
There are no spiders here.
You're in West Sydney now, you cunt.
West Sydney.
There's no
West Sydney, Kansas.
There's no koalas here. Like what?
These are not the droids you're looking for. Wrong movie.
You're like what? Wait, what movie are we doing?
Wrong movie.
You're like everything came from Australia.
You
You were
know what I-
saying? Do you remember?
So I moved to Kentucky, never had a tornado.
Kentucky.
I kind of dumbly forget that now I'm entering like tornado territory. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't
Tornado
I don't
alley.
think like, oh shit, there's gonna be tornadoes. And one day I'm at home. My two roommates who are from the area are like, hey, we're gonna take the cars, we're going to town over, we're gonna go to like the mall in the next town. Do you wanna come? And I'm like, I'm chilling. So I stay and I'm playing video games. It's like sunny out. Storm rolls in. I'm like, oh damn, it's storming. All of a sudden, middle of a Fortnite game, power cuts out, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, dude, this rain is crazy. And then the rain just stops because before a tornado,
The eye.
all the weather stops. It becomes eerie. It becomes silent. There's no wind. There's no humidity. There's no rain. It is like you could hear a pen drop. And I'm like, I walk out and I'm like, what happened to the rain? And all of a sudden I just hear, and I'm
That's
like,
terrifying.
whoa.
You're like, this is the purge? What the fuck?
Yeah.
And it just goes, tornado warning, seek shelter, tornado. And now the rain kicks back in. And I'm like, I don't have a car. I don't know what the fuck is a tornado shelter?
you're from California.
What do I do? And I go in the group chat, the like D-Line group chat. I go, what the fuck is happening? What do I do? And they're like, dude, don't worry. Tornadoes don't touch down here. And I go, dude, I'm not waiting. Where's the nearest shelter? And they like send me and it's like 3 miles away. There's no Ubers in this town. I'm like, I can't get to the shelter. And I'm like, I can't get to the shelter. What do I do? And they go, you sit in your bathtub.
Yeah.
And I was
Downstairs.
What?
Downstairs.
Downstairs. I am on the first floor. So I go, I sit in my bathtub. I literally just want to go, fuck you. Because I'm like, you're doing a bit. Fuck you.
No,
They're
that's
like,
the truth.
no, you sitting there. So, bro, I am in a ball sitting in my bathtub thinking I'm going to fucking die.
You're like a black lab on the 4th of July. There's fireworks going off. You're all scared.
I'm too big for the bathtub, too. So I got my knees in my chest. I'm like, oh, what do I do?
Dude,
Bro, the tornado never touched
because what's
down.
very funny is if like the idea is that the house will get swept away, but
And
the
then I'm
bathtub
sitting
won't,
in a bathtub?
and you're just fucking showering.
Yeah, I
He's got it's
refuse-
you and a rubber ducky.
Yeah,
You're
I got
just
the
sitting
little
in
the hat thing on. to
You get
keep
a
my
little
hair-
bonnet on. Yeah, the shower cap.
And that's the thing, like, you know how it's like, there's those things with science where people are like, oh, do this. Like, I'm sure if someone moved to California, you're like, dude, just stand in a door frame with an earthquake. They'd be like, oh, fuck
Dude,
you.
in California, as kids, they're like, hide under your desk.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean,
I just refuse. Like, I know there could be science. You could put on Mythbusters that a bathtub won't get pulled up. I just don't believe you.
No.
I just don't believe you.
There's fire in the tornado.
Yeah. Bro, it picked up a
Bathtub
truck.
is safe. Yeah.
Why? What is the bathtub?
Yeah.
The bathtub truck.
Dude, you're just
it
sitting-
picked up a house.
You're just sitting in the tub and you see the bath salts just start to rise. You're like, what the fuck?
I'm like hanging on to the nozzle of the
Yeah, you
shower.
You're like trying to paddle.
You got the little, yeah, he's paddling with the back scrubber.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. Then what happens if I'm just floating in a bathtub?
Dude,
dog?
the wind gets strong. You just use the curtain as a cape and take off.
You're going up. You're just going,
It's
there's
a
no place
sail.
like home. No place like home.
Head eastward.
Jeez, dude. Yeah.
Well, have you heard the story of
Wait, hold on, before we get to that, because now I'm terrified. What is the safest state in America? Like, where are there no disasters?
Colorado?
Blizzards.
Oh, a blizzard is a natural disaster.
What is
Arizona.
Can you look this up? There's a specific
got
type
gang
of
members.
storm called like the Horatio or something.
The CSI Miami?
It
Love
only
that.
happens in like Iowa, and it's when like wind comes at a direct like side.
How do you spell Horatio?
It's not called that, but like look up natural disaster in Iowa. Wind natural disaster in Iowa. Name.
Well, I mean, like, I think,
If the head host of this podcast gets this before you, Brian, you're fired.
I realized he was getting really decided on something different, so I looked up what is the safest like state to live in with no natural disaster deaths. So California is the least safe. We got a lot of earthquakes.
But like, is it though? I think it's more the fires than the earthquakes.
Well, yeah.
Delaware.
Safest.
It's too far inland to get a hurricane. There's no tornadoes. There's no earthquakes. It doesn't really get blizzards. It's not cold enough.
They don't have activity, so they don't really leave their house.
There's like 8 people in Delaware.
Yeah.
They don't have hurricanes hit Delaware.
It's far enough away where it's going to die out.
Waste its time in Delaware.
A hurricane can
don't
only,
even
it
think
needs
humans
water.
should.
A hurricane is water. It can only get so many miles
It's also
inland.
there to destruct, and if there's nothing to destroy,
Yeah, it pulled up there. It was like, dude,
Yeah.
where's the bitches at? And then it fucks.
yeah.
Went down to New Orleans and found all the hoes.
We go straight to Miami and
Yeah,
fuck some shit up.
yeah.
Let's go to Live. Let's go to Club Live, dude.
Hurricanes just want pussy. That's what it is.
Yeah.
They're just with like
Catch
where
me
the
in Little
bitches
Havana,
are?
dude. New Orleans, great place to get some pussy.
I mean, like, so, like, with Arizona, like, what does Arizona have? Do they have earthquakes? I mean, they have the heat.
They just
though,
got
like,
the they
is
just.
heat a natural? I guess it's got to be a natural disaster. to get,
No,
like,
they have monsoons. It's crazy.
The fuck is
it's
a
insane.
monsoon can be dangerous?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just like a bad rain.
Well, Arizona's another wildfire spot, big one.
You're right, and I forget they have mountains, so they can have blizzards. Flagstaff is like 500,000,
Shouts out,
5,000 elevation.
Lived there for
500,000 would be so absurdly high.
It's like I forgot. I lived there for 7 months.
Matty, I don't know what you're talking about with this natural.
You
this
find it
special
out, and
natural
I'll-
disaster.
So
yeah,
he's,
Arizona has wildfires.
I didn't even think of. Yeah, you're right. They're literally like they had an arena team that was like they were like the Arizona firefighters or something. Now they their logo is an axe with a shield. Now that you say that, yeah, I guess.
And
I
also
forget
think
that
about it, like,
wildfires.
it's so dry there, you know.
I guess I don't know what a natural disaster is what this comes down to. Like the broad scope. Like I forgot a blizzard. In my mind, it's tornado, hurricane, earthquake. Those are the big 3. But then you got tsunami to round out the big 4.
Blizzard, like if you live in a place like that, you kind of know it's coming. you
Yeah,
know? It's gonna be cold this
But
winter,
it's like you got to
always.
count it like a heat stroke where it's the same thing. Like, okay, a blizzard, you know it's coming, but then every blizzard, they're like 10 old people died. Same with a heat thing. You're like, hey, it's going to be 110 this weekend, stay inside. But then some old bitch is like, I forgot I didn't drink water for 4 days. And then she dies in a rocking chair.
What is AC?
Yeah. You're like, is that another Christian? What does that mean? Like, they have no idea. They're losing their mind. Those are like the weakest. I wonder what the weakest natural disaster is.
Do you ever think that that big earthquake is going to come in California?
That is something that every so often, if you're on like California social media, someone's like, dude, some magnitude Scientologist science guy was like, hey, did you know that there's going to be an earthquake in like 6 days, and then it doesn't happen? I mean, it hasn't been forever, but
It's not Horatio. It's Derecho.
Derecho.
And
oh,
what
you
it
were
is,
close though. You like kind of knew what he
a
was talking
line
about.
of
I know Latin.
intense, widespread, and fast-moving windstorms and sometimes thunderstorms that move across a great distance and is characterized by damaging winds. So it's like all the fucking shit's coming from the side, like rain.
Oh,
It's
that's
like a giant
James and the
tumbleweed,
Giant Peach.
basically.
Yeah, and it happens in Iowa due to like I can't speak intelligently.
The air
Yeah.
formation.
But
Air pressure.
Horatio, we were in the ballpark.
Derecho,
I think
Horatio.
you owe me
That's what it is now.
an apology a little bit.
Natural
Sorry
disasters.
for
No, it
not
was hard to
knowing.
find.
Totally, yeah.
It was very hard to find.
Yeah. I was like sitting here going, "What do you type in?"
I can't even spell Horatio. So
I just kept seeing a guy from CSI Miami coming up. You know.
Did you guys ever have any like super irrational fears of like shit like that as a child? Like I was terrified that like in my house in like Brea, California, I was afraid like a grizzly bear was gonna come and fuck me up.
What the?
I was so afraid of bears at one point, dude.
Well, I mean, that makes sense. You know?
Yeah, I mean, but it's also like, I mean, my thing was like, oh, I went camping as a kid. Hey, Brian, I only ever camp on beaches. There's also not bears there. Like, I don't have I've been to Sequoia one time in my
You
entire
got a
life.
better chance
California-
getting bit by a shark.
California highlights.
Not afraid of sharks, by the way.
California highlights the things that can like the bear is our state flag,
Yeah.
and we talk about earthquakes. They barely happen.
You know that we have the minor league team for the Angels is the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes.
Yeah,
It's
That's
a
what I'm saying.
mascot.
We highlight these things, and then also like when I was a kid, I was like taught mountain lions are gonna fuck you up. I've never seen
Yeah.
a single mountain lion in my life.
Dude, don't walk
Well,
second
well-
on a hike because rattlesnakes attack the second
Well,
person.
that's why though. You'll never see a mountain lion. A mountain lion sees you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But like they made it seem like
But
you
you
were
need
gonna
to
be
know
like
about
you were
that,
gonna
too.
grow up and you were gonna be like, damn, I lost 3 of my closest friends to mountain lions.
Well, you
Like-
know why though? Because there was that kid when you were a kid that got fucked up by a mountain lion.
No, that was a
and
dingo. The dingo ate me, baby.
A fucking dingo.
Dingo ate
Where
me,
are we,
baby.
mate? In
There's no
Kansas.
There's no dingo.
Dude, I was so afraid of dingoes for a while too. I forgot about my mom made me watch like the dingo ate my baby thing, and I was like,
I like how you
dingo's
guys
gonna get me.
you're naming things that you should be scared of.
But should
Everyone should
A
be scared
dog.
of
I'll
dingoes.
fuck a dingo up. That baby was a pussy.
They run in packs, Matty. All right.
But no.
There's 3 of us.
I should be afraid of a
point.
dingo if I'm alone in the Australian outback.
Yeah.
But I would, like I said, I'd be sitting in my room in Brea, California, being like,
let me ask you
I
this.
sure hope a dingo doesn't get me.
Let me ask you this: how y'all feel about coyotes? Because those are like American
Again,
dingoes.
one
I wasn't afraid
swift
of
kick
those.
to the fucking ribs, and I win.
But what if there's 8 of them?
I don't think there's 8
What if they're
coyotes.
feeling hyena-ish?
I think that's more than there are coyotes.
Where am
No,
I?
coyotes
Why
are
is there
everywhere.
8 coyotes attacking me?
Coyotes are in New York City, dude.
Yeah, if
They're
you get
everywhere.
attacked
Yeah,
by
but they get scared of like cars and like flashlights, dude. I'll play them Baby Shark. They'll be out of that.
Ah,
bitch.
gotcha.
Yeah, play a little Cotton Eye Joe. Wait a minute, Cotton Eye Joe, and that
Whoa.
wolf is like, well, I've never heard anything like that. He's out of there. He's got
Cotton Eye
good
Joe
ears.
should
Little baby
terrify
wolf.
anybody with the right mind. Really.
That's my thing when I go on like.
Where did he
homie-
come from?
Yeah, that song just like appeared one day,
Where'd he go?
and who?
Where'd he go?
My favorite thing, you ever do this, you're on a big homie trip. Maybe the next time we all go on something together. It's like comics, something fun. When you wake up first, you're the first person to wake up, find the Bluetooth speaker, connect your phone to it, play Cotton Eye Joe as loud as you can to wake up the place. It's so worth how mad. And everyone is
You know
just
what?
like,
Not Joe.
no one can, the faces are they can't comprehend what is
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah.
Because never in your life would you think that's how you're going to get waken up is by Cotton Eye Joe. And it's so great.
I like the one guy that wakes up and go, "Oh, how'd you guys know?"
Yeah, I'm waiting for
That's what
someone
I
to wake
listened
up
to
and
him
just
there.
uncontrollably start two-stepping around the room.
When you hear that, you just wake up, Mom.
Did you come back?
That's funny.
All right,
Do you guys-
boys, we're at
what's
like
that?
we're about like the hour mark, right?
Do y'all remember?
I checked
your-
out 45
yeah,
minutes
yeah,
ago,
hour
dude. I'm gonna be
6.
honest.
Y'all remember your first earthquake?
Yeah, I was in a
Yes.
doctor's office and I was sitting on the wheelie chair, like his wheelie chair, and I just moved across. I just slid.
shit.
My mom like caught me.
I've only been in one earthquake that was big enough for me to be like, oh shit, we're in an earthquake, and then the earthquake is still happening. Because normally it's like, we're like, we both kind of, we're like, what? And then we're like,
Yeah.
and then we're like, oh my god, and then it's done, and we're like, that was an earthquake. But like 1 year was like, I was in like 7th or 8th. No, I was in like 7th or 8th grade, or maybe first year of high school. We had the first like a giant earthquake in California where it was like shook for probably like 15 seconds. It cracked all the pipes under my parents' house, cracked the foundation of our chimney. I had to live in like the upstairs like bonus room for 3 months because it
Brandon's like,
flooded my room.
How am I going to explain this to my parents? It was
Yeah.
an earthquake, I swear.
Yeah, I swear. We were upstairs producing rap music, and
I
my
deleted
parents.
the cookies.
Like,
I
Mama, I
promise.
swear, I was dropping fire up
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
I
sorry.
can't.
This is the bass on that song I just produced.
Yeah, Mom, not enough treble.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
My bad. I literally remember I texted a girl that night, like there's that cliche where you're like, this submarine happens, you're like, damn, this whole submarine thing, they probably got that sinking feeling, which reminded me of that sinking feeling I had when we didn't make this work. I literally remember I texted some girl I like kind of liked, but was like on and off with, and I hadn't talked to her, and I was like,
Oh, that was a
that
lie.
earthquake was crazy. I just
I used
wanted
to
to
say
make
cringy shit
sure
like that, too.
like you were safe. This earthquake just made me realize like you're an important person to me, and I
love
like
you.
don't want to let this slip. And she was like, oh. And then we dated after that. The
Yeah.
earthquake got me some pee,
Yeah.
I was like,
Right.
shout out the earthquake.
I'm trying to shake you like that earthquake.
Ah, dude, yeah, I didn't have game like that, yeah.
Yeah, I used to say cringy ass shit like that
If you're
too.
lucky,
I would just send
if you're
girl-
lucky in the morning, I'll give you a little aftershock. That's
Great. Yeah, see, I didn't
on.
have, I never thought of something clever like that. Yeah, when I was the most cringe thing I ever did as a child is I would in junior high, I was in 7th grade, just starting to have like relationships with like girls, like, it's nothing like sexual. It's more just like you like girls that you make them your girlfriend. You maybe like kiss.
Hey, maybe you. I was hugging in the 5th grade.
Yeah,
pal.
yeah, some nice
I
hugs,
was hugging in the 5th grade.
getting
dude,
bricked
which
up,
was baller.
You do arms up. Where you make their arms up. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
getting bricked up from a hug, like crazy shit like that.
I used to kiss girls on the cheek.
Yeah, that was a big baller move.
I got in trouble for it a lot.
This is a couple weeks ago.
You should keep this to yourself. I would send, like, I'd like a girl, and in my head, I was like, like, women like music, and they like when you dedicate. So I would just, like, message a girl on Facebook, the YouTube link to Justin Bieber's boyfriend, and just be like, you should be my boyfriend, girl. And then they would always be like, that was creepy, and then block me on
Nice.
Facebook. It
Nice.
never worked once.
Nice.
And I tried it probably 4
You
or
sent
5
her the
times.
wrong Bieber song. You should have sent her "Eeny Meeny Miny Mo Lover."
Where were you when I needed you, dude?
Huh?
Where were you when I needed you?
Dude, well, I don't have an answer.
You're supposed to say I've always been there with you. You just didn't know it.
In your
You've
heart.
always had it inside you, Brandon.
You
It's
are one
always
with the
been.
force.
See how I just taught you? I mean,
You taught me how to teach myself
I
a
didn't have to
lesson.
say anything there.
All right, boys. This is a fun podcast. Thank you for hopping in for Dale while he's out. Dale's out in Reno, Nevada, doing meth and marrying a trailer park 4. So he'll be back next week to talk about the gallivantings of his life. And
Reno 911.
He still work at State Farm?
yes,
All right, cool.
still
Just
working
wondering.
at State Farm. And
That's
Does
not
he
true.
work at State
No.
Farm?
no, I just was. I
I
yes,
say,
and
how
it.
the fuck are we not getting discounts,
Yeah.
bro?
Yeah, why am I still paying $200 monthly
Yeah.
for my car insurance? I've never had an
Bro,
accident.
my
What's
car
happening?
insurance tried to blame it on inflation. It's like, are you serious?
That's great. Well, you want to plug anything, Matty, before we get out of here? This will be out next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
So not this one. So that's in 2 days. Wednesday, the I don't
Let me
know,
do some
21st.
math real quick. Oh, okay. Well, if you're hearing this today, Wednesday, this Saturday, if you're in Austin, we have a show July 22nd at Monk's Jazz
Come
Club.
watch
Get your
it.
tickets at monksjazz.com. Brian and Brandon have both been on the show. It's a great,
show.
one.
Great
It's
one.
been doing pretty good. So come through. Also, Matty Stew on Instagram. And I also host a podcast, The Captain's Dogs, right here at the Creek in the Cave that Brandon produces.
Yep. Yeah, guys, go check out all his stuff. Check out Captain's Dog. Great fucking podcast. Different from this, so you know you can get in 2 different vibes. I
same
produce
2
on
white
it.
guys. But
Same 2 white guys, but I'm off camera, so you don't got to look at me, which is always a plus. But yeah, other than that, hey, if you're in Austin, please, August 5th, Roscoe's Comedy Club, Taking Shots is making its return.
Woo.
We're doing the Saturday 10:30 p.m. show. If you're in Austin, please, anyone you know there, let them know. Yeah, thank you, man. Other than that, Creek in the Cave Live every weekend. Subscribe. Thank you for listening, whether this is your first time or your 154th time. But most importantly, thank you for letting us be your last resort. See ya.
Yeah, check it out now. It's like this Shaw, it's like that Anna. It's like this Shaw, it's like that Anna, like that. Check it out now, check it out. Yo, this one right here is about a girl. And you've seen this girl before if you've been to any club in the whole wide world. Check it out. Her nickname's Last Resort.